Today, we're looking at easily one of the most popular Paladin skills in Diablo 2, and one that deserves a video of its own. That skill being Blessed Hammer, the core skill of the Hammerden. Now, why this deserves a video of its own is because of two reasons. One being the actual depth of how damage works with the skill, its synergies and concentration, and two, for dissecting the pros and cons of the skill compared to its major competitor as of 2.4, Fist of the Heavens. Now, starting with that second one, you have to realize that neither is 100% superior to the other. For example, Fist of the Heavens is absolute garbage at the cow level, while the Hammerden will do just fine. While on the flip side, Fist of the Heavens will easily outperform the Hammerden in most undead or demon-dense areas, despite hammers doing more damage. And they both will struggle in areas such as Maggot Lair, where tight corridors and beast enemies will keep both relatively neutralized. So simply put, it's best to choose which one you want to use based on where you would like to farm, as well as what you want your hybrid solution to be for dealing with those side situations. Though in terms of progression, I generally find the Hammerden to be relegated to second best, as of 2.4 at least, but still just as strong as he was in previous patches. If you'd like to hear more about the details as to why I think Fist of the Heavens beats it out for progression, stay tuned since the video covering it and Holy Bolt will be coming very soon. Though, since you came here for hammers, it's time we take a deeper dive on its mechanics, since there is often some confusion there, especially since it's one of the most altered skills in Diablo 2's history. Though, at its core, Blessed Hammer is an attack that spawns magical hammers that rotate out in a spiral pattern and deal magic damage. The easiest way to guarantee a hit with this skill is to telestomp if you have access to teleport, which is the act of teleporting directly on an enemy and starting to cast your hammers. This is due to hammers hitting everything immediately next to the Paladin. Now, if you don't have teleport, there are two other approaches, either casting hammer fields by moving to a spot, casting a few, and then moving to the next spot, resulting in enemies walking through the area of effect of existing hammers, or by positioning a more stationary target to the immediate top left of your Paladin, which is the most reliable location to hit enemies due to how hammers initially spiral out. Now that we know how to hit them, it's time to move into determining how much damage they do. This is important for determining how you spend your points, since the damage for hammers is equal to base damage, times the synergy modifier, times concentration bonus, times the special modifiers against undead and demons. Yes, they are multiplied, not added. Though it is important to remember concentration only works at half efficiency for Blessed Hammer compared to normal attacks. Now, first and foremost, due to how base damage works, maxing the hammers themselves should be the highest priority, since the higher the base damage, the more impact each multiplier has. So you should generally get 1 point in a synergy, usually Blessed Aim, 1 point in concentration, and then focus in on maximizing Blessed Hammer first. And of course, get yourself some mana recovery, since those hammers will get expensive fast. Now the big question after that starts to become, well, should I invest in concentration or synergies next? And the answer is unfortunately complicated. Simply put, how you distribute points after hammer itself depends on your plus skills to concentration specifically. This is because of the multiplication we mentioned earlier, and how concentration benefits from plus skills while the synergies do not. So the easiest to track method is to make sure you have at least 10 more levels in synergies than you have in concentration, and then alternate between synergy and concentration until maxed. For example, if you have level 5 concentration with your equipment, you should have 15 points in synergies before you start alternating. If you have level 9 concentration with your equipment, you should have 19 points into synergies before you start alternating. This is not an absolutely perfect method, but it saves you the trouble of having to calculate it out with every level, and since most Hammerdens go for maximizing all of the above, it doesn't matter once you reach that certain level where you have all the points you need. Now, which synergy you should boost first is up to you, but generally I prefer Vigor, since it provides more utility than Blessed Aim for a build, especially since the most common skill to pair with the Hammerden is Holy Shield and Smite, neither of which benefit from Blessed Aim. The last important thing to remember is that Blessed Hammer is pure magic damage, and it no longer pierces magic resistances like it did in previous patches, so you will need an alternate method of dealing with magic immunes like Wailing Beasts and some form of mummies, though which method you choose is up to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them below, as well as if you have a favorite skill set you like to pair with the common 80-point Blessed Hammer build. And as always, a special thanks to the patrons and channel members for their support of the channel.